Hello students, welcome to the session on microprocessor. Microprocessor is part of computer system which is controlling overall execution of any computer, laptop or server machine. Microprocessor is included in syllabus to understand the basic working and designing part of microprocessor and the coding, that is the programming part of microprocessor. Here are some objectives and expected outcomes from the course. So objectives, why we are learning this subject: to learn the architecture and programmer's model of advanced processor. So nowadays we are using some advanced processors. Earlier we were using, or the machines were designed with 4-bit, 16-bit or 8-bit processors. Nowadays we are using 64-bit processor. Second, to understand the system level features and processes of advanced processor. So what are the different features supported by processor? What are the different processes executed by processor during handling the system? Third, to acquaint the learner with application instruction set and logic to build assembly language programs. So the programmer or the learner should be able to understand what are the different instructions or the set of instructions and how to write assembly language program. And the fourth objective is to understand debugging and testing techniques confined to 80386 DS. So with reference to the 80386 DX processor, debugging and testing techniques should be understandable, and to understand that the course is designed. Now what are the outcomes at the end of this subject? The expectation from the students are they should be able to apply the assembly language program to develop small real life embedded applications. So each machine, microprocessor, the system with microprocessor contains some type of microprocessor. It may be a processor for embedded system, it may be a processor for computers, it may be a processor for mobile devices and so on. So the student should be able to write a program by using assembly language. Second, understand the architecture of advanced processor thoroughly to use resources for programming. So get to know what are the different architectural features, understand how to use them, and then use those features by using some programming techniques. And third one, understand higher processor architectures descended from 80386 architecture. So whatever the new processors are there designed after 386, understand their architecture and learn what are the different features added in those processors and how to utilize them. So these are the expected outcomes at the end of course. Now we will see what is the microprocessor. Microprocessor is a chip, logical chip present in each computer, and it handles all the operations, or it controls all the operations of computer. A microprocessor is sometimes called as a logic chip, is a computer processor on a microchip. It is the heart of computer. Each microprocessor contains the functions of CPU. A microprocessor is designed to perform various operations like arithmetic and logical that make use of small number holding areas called as register. So each microprocessor has its own memory location, and that memory location is called as a register. The various operations that can be executed by processor includes adding, subtraction, fetching data numbers, comparing values, or storing value to some location. These operations are the result of set of instructions that are part of the microprocessor design. Three basic characteristics of the microprocessor: instruction set. Each instruction is designed to perform some operation, and each processor is designed with some set of instructions. Second, bandwidth, number of bits processed in a single instruction. How many bits can be processed by an processor in single instruction? So 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit or 64-bit. Third, clock cycle or clock speed. It is measured in megahertz. MH said the clock speed determines how many instructions per second the microprocessor can execute. So if it is a 50 megahertz, let's suppose a processor is having clock speed of 50 megahertz, then it can execute 50 megahertz instructions per second. It is 50 mega hertz means that much power is allocated, and that much is the faster processor. If another processor is there with 25 megahertz capacity or clock speed, then it is slower than the 50 megahertz processor. There is the common architecture for 8086 or 386. It contains some segments. It contains internal bus. The bus will connect parts, logical part, memory slots, registers. Then the bus are used to connect with external memory or memory interface. They are used to connect with control system, and the bus are used to connect with the instruction queue. Instruction queue is a queue where 6 bytes of instruction are prefaced and they are stored for next execution. Arithmetic logical unit is there, which will be used to execute the arithmetic and logical operation. The registers are there, 8 general purpose register. It is 16-bit. In 386 we have 32-bit registers. Then stack segments, pointers are there, or data segments are there. So these are the segments which are used to store the data, code, and instructions. Then memory interface is there, which is used to access data from external memory. This is the general diagram for 8086. This is the pin diagram, which shows 40 pins, and each pin is having some dedicated purpose. So address pins, then power supply, ground, then data pins, then interrupt pin, some reset pin is there, then the pins used for identifying memory operation, read write operation, then hold and hold acknowledgement pin. Like this we have different 40 pins on 8086. So in maximum mode and minimum mode, there are two modes of 8086 or 386 processor. In maximum mode, the diagram is shown there, and adjacent to that we can see minimum mode. In minimum mode, the pin names will change. So microprocessor can work in two modes, minimum mode and maximum mode. Minimum mode is a single processor system, and maximum mode is a two or more processors are available. So based on the mode, there are different functions. Some functions are common in both minimum and maximum mode. Some functions are dedicated, or signals are dedicated for minimum mode. Some signals are dedicated for maximum mode. While executing any program on the microprocessor, or while executing any instruction on the processor, each instruction contains some address, or each contains some operand. Now that operand is address, or it may be some value. If it is an address, then address mentioned in an instruction is called as a logical address. We need to convert it to the physical address. Physical address is actual address in memory slot, whereas logical address is a reference address which contains two values, the base address and offset. Base address, it is the starting address of segment, and offset is a displacement from the starting address of the segment. So physical address is of size 20 bits. Logical address is converted to that 20-bit physical address. Logical address is also 20-bit, but there are 4 bits which are 0. Let's see an example. The value of data segment register is 4 times 2h. So this is the 222h base address. To convert this 16-bit to 20-bit, the BIU appends 0h to the LSB of the address. So what it becomes is 22220h. Now add the offset value, that is 0016h. So it will become the physical address 22236h. So from logical address we have converted the value to the physical address. So physical address is equal to starting address of segment plus offset value. This is the method to convert logical address into physical. In 80386, an intermediate address may be generated based on the paging. So if paging is enabled, the intermediate address generated is a linear address, and that linear address need to be converted to physical address. If paging is disabled, that is in real mode, the paging is disabled, and the linear address generated from logical address is itself a physical address. This is the example that we have seen. 222H is a data segment register value plus 0016 offset value added to the starting address. So 2220H plus 16, so it becomes 22236H. This is the address of byte to be used in an instruction. This way the processor converts logical address mentioned in the instruction to the physical address, which is actual address in memory slot. In the table, 4 different segments are shown: code segment CS, data segment DS, then SS stack segment, ES extended segment. To each segment some registers are allocated, or registers or pointers are there which are using those segments. So IP is instruction pointer, which points to the next instruction, and it points to the CS. BX, DI, SI, these are the indexes, data indexes. It may be to source index or destination index, or the BX register which points to the data segment. SP and BP, base pointer and stack pointer, they points to the stack segment, and again BX, DI, SI, they points to the ES, as ES is a extended data segment.